Oh, here we are. Now we're all unmuted.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
Happy Friday.
morning. Happy Friday.
Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. That's my jam. It's Friday. I can't believe we're in September.
Whew, yeah,
It's getting cool out, is it not?
Hey, I love this
time.
early September weather.
Yeah. God, I am not with the right group. I belong
I
to the
like
summer.
80. I love 80-degree weather, 80, 85. This is like perfect for me. You know, 100 degrees, uncomfortable.
I'm okay with
I don't mind.
75
Yeah, you're right.
and 80. That's me. 75 and 80. I'm okay with that. You know, that option of putting on a jacket, not a jacket, is not, that's me right there.
Because he's so stylish.
It is. You know what? That's one thing I do have to say that I really, really do love jackets. I like jackets and I like like sweaters. That's my thing, man. So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I like
Yeah,
the summer,
right?
but then I'm not gonna lie. It's when it's cool out, I do enjoy a nice little sweater that I can walk around in comfortably.
Yeah, you
There
can
you go.
layer
Yeah,
up. You look
exactly.
so cool, you know.
Forget
Exactly.
that, man. I want the beach. I want the damn beach and the pool.
But you still can go. Right now it's great. I don't think there are too many people at the beach. It's fantastic.
No, everybody's in school and working, so
Let's play
Right.
hooky one day. Yeah.
Oh, we should. We should go live from the beach.
Live at the beach.
On the beach, right? Exactly.
Good morning, everyone. So
Good
today,
morning, everyone.
today is another session of Real Estate Unwrapped every Friday at 11 o'clock on many different social media outlets. So we're on my Facebook page, we're on the Real Estate Unwrapped page, which is a big work in progress.
It'll be there.
We're on the Alliance Movement. On I was able to put on my LinkedIn. So now we're live on
Nice.
LinkedIn and of course on YouTube. This is kind of cool. So we have basically the unforgettable Ed. Ed, you have his extension right here. I guess everybody can reach you. They know where, big,
Yes.
you're a big Instagram star now. I see your stuff all the time.
Oh, you do? Thanks.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
do.
I'm not that famous yet.
I know. It's okay. You're famous in our circles. And then,
There
of
you go.
course, let's call him the essential Israel. Because Israel is always there. Oh, yeah. I love
The
that.
essential.
Damn,
Wow.
where did that come
Essential.
from?
Because,
Essential.
it's always...
I feel like doing one of
Oh,
these.
man. Israel always has our back with trainings and stuff. And he
Yes.
brings so much value. And he's got
So
these
true.
little things. So he brings something else and it's always good. And he's always there to help the agents. And even if I lose a little bit of patience, it doesn't. It's just right with it. Like he's even, which is like, he's so tempered. I love it.
Steven.
Yeah. So
Gotta have a balance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then what's awesome about what we're talking about right now, from the moment of, whether we want a summer, kind of vibe or a fall kind of vibe, it's actually the mindset that we all go through. Like, what is the kind of thing that we want to go through? What is that kind of like work that we want to be in? Do we want to just be in the beach and just do our work, or do we want to be in the fall and just dress the right way? And whether it's a sweater or a jacket.
I want to be at the beach, not working.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I don't know if you read the little introduction that I put on Facebook. Actually, I put it this morning. I'm like, wait, let's talk about real estate, but we can get outside of the real estate realm because
Absolutely.
it's real estate, but it's life. Because I was stating, and I stole that from somebody else, the biggest real estate is the space we have in between our ears, and this is what we have to deal with. And it could be our greatest asset, that mind of ours, or our biggest downfall.
Yeah.
And
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
It's not
How
sellable.
many?
Oh.
How many of us? No, I mean it is. for the right price. Listen, everything can sell for the right price, okay? But how many of us have actually allowed people to take up space in our minds
Yeah.
to the point where it
So,
affects our day, right? I have,
hell yeah, I have plenty of
right?
time. So
Every
So
many.
day.
I even had like it would be not only a day.
mm,
I'd let people suck up energy, like where you're like drained for a month and they keep on sucking up. And you fall into that wrong mindset where you feel like so down, you feel like you're a total idiot, out of
Right.
place.
Right.
Don't and it's like a lot of us are basically victim of that. We can't let people just get in our head. And that's it. And but it's so easy, like because we tend
super
to want to
easy.
please.
You know why?
And yeah,
Because also sometimes it's people that are a part of our lives, right? Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's your family, right? But
yeah,
sometimes we allow these folks to, yeah, take up space, and sometimes it's negative. So we have to figure out how to get over that. We have to
yeah.
figure out how to kind of, like, I like The Office because in The Office we have a room that's called a 15-minute cry room or
Crying
something,
room,
right?
crying
The cry
closet,
room.
yeah.
So you got 15 minutes. You know why I like that? You put a time limit on it, right? You put
Yeah.
a time limit on it. So you can go in there, cry, complain, whatever you want to do, right? So what do
I
we
didn't
need to
even
do?
know. I didn't know
Yeah,
we had that.
brother. That's the staircase. That's the staircase to heaven. Well, the one that used to
Now
be
we
there, the
move.
spiral staircase. Remember?
Oh my
So,
gosh.
guys, we know what we were reading this article in. Thank you, Israel, for bringing that up in
Yeah,
Success
yeah, yeah.
Magazine, and it's a simple article, not necessarily for real estate agents, for people in life, and it was called, and we ripped it off a little bit. Get your mind right. 5 tips for untangling. You can't do mindset.
Absolutely.
And I was telling Israel when I first read it, I was like, oh, but they're missing out some stuff. There is so much material. When it
Right.
come to what happened to my thing, I'm all yeah. Okay, now much better. When it comes to a mindset, there is so much material,
Right.
and they're teaching you how to grow from fixed mindset to
Hmm.
growth mindset. Then I read this article again. I'm like, screw that. What is wrong with me? Why do I want to
Right.
complicate things, right?
That's
And
true.
it's just what we've been teaching for months now, over a year. Really, it's about small, and we're going to repeat it again in everything we discuss, is small, actionable steps. Whether it's
Yeah.
going to be a big plan, whether it's going to be you working on your mind, you working on your physique, and Ed, you're at the gym every day, but those are those small little things that
Right.
are going to make a huge difference.
I hate it.
But
It's
No,
not
you
it
easy.
don't.
works. But
It's
Listen,
honestly,
it's not.
yeah,
it works at the end. You're right. It is not easy, but it works. If you treat
Mhm.
these small goals, these small mindsets, like like masonry, where it's the cement to the brick, and each brick that you build will build, depending on the building that you want to build,
with
will
the
build the
pyramid, with
kind
a
of
little
building.
break.
Yeah, exactly, can build a kind of building that you want to build later in the future. So yes, I agree with that. It's not easy to do the hard work or do the kind of mindset in the sense of when you have the toxic um things that are coming into your life, the things that are just taking invading your mindset. What do? How can you get that out your mind? What kind of meditations can you go with? A lot of people actually tend to want to go, run, want to go,
Yeah.
jog, or want to read a
Yeah.
I
book,
mean,
or
it's true. When we were preparing, what did I write down? There was like a lot of internal obstacles, that are
yeah,
just stopping us. Like, we always, first of all, if you're going to plan anything in life, the article discussed like the holidays, gathering
right,
family for the holidays should be a simple thing.
It should.
Guess what? And sometimes you have outside influences, is not what you're doing, that are just going to turn the holidays into a shit show. I've seen it
Yeah.
more than once.
Well, hey, look, how many times, and I'm sure this has happened to a lot of individuals, right? You go, right? Look, Thanksgiving is around the corner,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
yep,
Thanksgiving is around the corner. What does that do to us, right? We go, we meet it with our families, we're hanging out. What if you got that uncle, right? That crazy uncle that always coming over and say,
that's right.
hey, How's your real estate business going? You got any commission checks coming through? If you do, you'll be like, yeah, you want to see them? If you don't, you're gonna be like, yeah, of course, everything is
Or
good.
conversations or topics of conversation start off, and this is the thing that is usually killing my family gathering, when someone without even, I even brought up stuff that just blew out of proportion, wanting to go pay my respect to a family member, and then some other of my close relative, whether it's my brother, whatever, have some negative feelings about that person, and everything blows up out of proportions. And we're French, and we know the hands are like this, and it's loud, and it's like,
oh my god,
you know, it always all good at the end, but for an outsider, they're like, oh.
What?
right?
Are you guys
right.
okay? It's true.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to touch on was, and this was a part of the article because this is something that's very interesting to me. So they actually spoke to a college MBA class this week. Well, not this week, clearly, when the article was written, but
last month, actually.
Last month. So they actually asked them to share their favorite internal obstacle. So before we share what this is, I would like you that are viewing right now, take a moment. It's not going to hurt. You go like this, and then you put them on your keyboard or on your phone, and then you type away. So I want to know, what is your favorite internal obstacle? All right. And
I'm
going
going
to
share one, Ed. Share one, Ed.
I'm going to share one. My biggest one, and I'm going to like...
I wanted to read these, and then we could share ours, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You can share it.
Yeah. Share.
I'm going to share it. You can put up...
Who?
I'm like, it's trying to make everything perfect. And let's keep talking about that Thanksgiving dinner, because I planned that thing to death. I'm going to have my menu. I'm going to think about my tablecloth, the theme, okay?
Yes,
the theme. The type, my which dinnerware do I take out this year? Do I have enough? Oh my God, if I have an extra person, do I have the right folding table? Okay?
Right.
I live in an apartment, so everything is, I'm already thinking about it. My kids this weekend, we're gonna go on a small hike, and I know Thanksgiving is gonna come up, and they're gonna want to talk about the menu. So I'm gonna want everything to be, and it's puts so much stress.
But see, I mean, even in cases like that, I mean, let's just sort of digress in a second. Regardless of what the party is, whether it's the holidays or not, think of it, the first one that's coming up, you know, for those that do celebrate it, and that's Halloween. How many of us actually, I mean, think about it, like they go really crazy on wanting to put cobwebs up or skeletons or pumpkins and so on and so forth. Something that simple compared to Thanksgiving, even then becomes a problem or an obstacle, because they want to make it as perfect as possible. Right. They want to be able to have a cemetery in the bedroom or something, or they want to have a glowing man in the doorway. They want to have the kind of food that looks like spiders, or and it's little things like that. And I get it.
Yeah, and that can put you down, because it's not, the outcome is not what you wanted.
Exactly, and it's okay to make a mess, because at the end of the day, the people are going to enjoy it. They're going to love the outcome no matter what. And they love underdogs at the end of the day as well.
So, let's see what Olivia is saying.
Let's read I saw it come right in. So this is Olivia. What's up, Olivia? Thanks for tuning in.
Hello,
My
Olivia.
obstacle is probably overthinking everything that can go wrong. What I don't have to do get it right. So I guess you think about everything that can go wrong, but then I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't happen that way. So,
and it's the same, and then it's all those internal obstacles. We're using this small example of some little private get together and stuff like that. But it's this internal self-talk is being transposed into our work life. And this is that little devil inside that is actually killing us. And that's what we're trying to talk about today. Like 5 little things that are going to stop this. I can't do inside, like, I'm not good enough.
Internal battles, they're internal wars, I remember hearing a story, and, everybody probably heard it before, but there was a boy who was talking to his father, and he's asking his dad, he's like, like we all have, like his dad is telling him we all have internal wars, right? And he refers to them as wolves. right? You got the white wolf and the dark wolf. So it all depends on which one you feed, he tells him. So he's like,
Mhm.
so which one wins? You know, and he's like, it all depends on who you feed. So we can either
Yeah.
be positive about things or we can be negative.
Yeah.
So you're right. If you say it, you're right. You know what I mean? If you're literally speaking it, if you're putting it out there, you're 100% right. Why? Because your subconscious can't tell the difference between what is real and what is not. So what does
Right.
your body and mind try to do? Execute exactly what you said. And what I want to share is, as far as what I feel, and as I read through the list, it's funny because I remember first getting into real estate, and I remember this didn't just happen to me. This happened to a lot of us. And if we could sum it up, it says perfectionism that makes us
Mhm.
feel we are never quite ready. I don't know if
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
this, we see it in our business all the time. And again, we're going to go back with the script practice and learning presentations. We've
That
seen, I've been guilty of the same thing. Like being afraid to step out, to be out and go on this presentation and make the phone call because I felt like not ready. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know that script enough. And you know
Right.
what? In the end, you make the plunge. Yes, big mess. The first 10 minutes is like blah, blah, blah. And the next day might be the same thing for a little bit less time. But what you learn and what actually changed in me, and it turned into like a more decisive, assertive personality because life sort of pushed me that way, is I don't really care much of the first 5 minutes of big blub,
Right.
because eventually
Right.
I'll warm up to it and it's gonna get better. Like you don't always start on the right foot, but
Right.
it's the journey. It's not actually that little the beginning. It's the end goal and the journey you're taking to the end goal that counts. And but it takes years to understand that, and it's a tough one. It's tough because you have your ego, you have what other people think,
Right.
and that article also mentions like we're looking for validation. What
Always
is
looking for
my,
it. Yeah.
well, even you guys, like we're trying to do stuff, and yeah, in the back of my head I'm like, I just want to make sure I get it right. So I, even when we talk in those public platforms right now, it's hard because you also, like we have to pay attention to what we're saying. I
Right.
tend to not just say what comes out without even thinking. And it's not that they mental block, but you have to also, I'm thinking of you guys. I don't want to, like shame you with the crazy
No, no, it's
stuff that
fine.
comes out of my mouth. But that goes on to my family, that goes on to work and stuff. Do you want to talk about the few internal blocks? Because I know we don't want to dwell on this topic because
Yeah.
we just
Go
wanted
ahead.
to make it straight to the point. Ed, you want
it's
to go and discuss the internal, those internal obstacles that people
obstacles,
will
sure.
mention? Yeah.
So I know we kind of mentioned a few, and then I know somebody else actually mentioned one. So before I read the rest of them, let's just read what Facebook user, and I gotta find out who. Oh, that's Melody.
Ah,
Why did she always come up as
Melody.
Melody.
Facebook user? But she said nothing is permanent. And don't take anything personal. Do the right thing. That's
Yeah.
always
Absolutely.
that always do the right thing. That's all that matters. Sorry, I don't know why I just kind of
Yeah, that's
got a little
It's
that's
true,
very
but
dyslexic
it's
right
true.
hard.
there.
It's so
That is
hard to
very
get to
true.
that. It's so true. Yeah.
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 But what we had here was, so this one also hit me. So it's expectations that make anything less of a disappointment. So how many of us feel like we can't complete it because we feel like we just can't, right? Like, I don't want to disappoint anybody, so therefore I'm not going to do it, right?
Right.
Perfectionism that makes us feel we are never quite ready.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
one
yeah.
hit me
That's
also.
huge. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everybody's striving to be a perfectionist. If I could say something, in my eyes growing up as a kid, my father was a perfectionist. So I felt like I needed to, like, you know what I mean, like, be on top of it. He was always checking me on stuff. And then now it's almost like I kind of naturally, it's like engraved in me. Like, I just feel like I have to try to do it the best way possible, you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
um, aversion that convinces us we need to know a little more,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Like we're not quite ready again. It's not procrastination. It's like we want to mitigate that risk. not fall flat on our face and say, okay, hold on, let me learn a little bit more about this. Let me try. Like, I'm not quite ready yet.
I don't know enough.
Yeah. So it's almost like, again, that fear, right? It's like a
it's
mental block. It's a
fear-based.
fear.
It's all
You're like, I
fear-based,
need to know more, so I don't want to go on, for example, this listing appointment because I feel like I don't know enough. No, go on it. You know what I mean? Procrastination that assures us we have plenty of time.
Oh,
That's
that's
a
me.
good one.
That's me.
Right?
Me.
Procrastination that assures us we have plenty of time. I swear we have more than 24 hours in a day, but I just don't know where it goes. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah, or you push it off. Let me do that, and then in the last minute, it's crunch time.
But I work better under crunch time, right? That's what everybody says. I work better under pressure, right? Get out of here. Plan right. I know we all do it, right? Lack of confidence and belief in ourselves that tells us we surely don't know enough.
But so you know what? We have this society base, those societal beliefs that make us feel so small all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, everything that comes at us makes us feel like we're not quite there. You're not, social media for once, print magazine, any type of media that comes back at us make us feel like we're total morons.
Yeah.
You know, in the industry of real estate, when you start, when I started this industry, I felt so small, like so idiotic.
Impossible, Gigi. You're like, how tall are you? There's no way you came into this business feeling so small. Let me tell you, Gigi came into the office, kicked the door down, talk about, I'm trying to do real estate. You can't turn it down. You can't. She's got it.
No, they put me on the phone with a big core realty book. They gave me a script, which I did not even understand the whole damn thing. I'm like you read it at verbatim. Don't change anything. And you're like, I'm reading. I don't even know what I'm saying, but it's okay. I mean, and you feel scared, and you see all those people you have the boards with all the listing, and there's the same 3 guys that are getting 7 listings per month, and you're like, oh boy,
Yeah.
And then you get your first rental, and it's a Section 8, and you're like, I can't have them. You feel like a total failure. That was real estate,
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? The last one that it even mentions was, and this is a fill in the blank. This is just I'm too blank, right? So how many of us, and if you think about it, and I like this because Gigi, you literally hit it on the head. And what I'm going to say is that the problem here, tying it all together, how many of us let people live in our mind for free, right? And look at what happened. Sometimes it's not even people. Sometimes it's you.
It's you. It's your own magnet.
It's you sitting there. It's you sitting there, and you're not even having a conversation. You're literally sitting there, and you're looking at the board, and you're like, "Holy shit, that person has 7 listings. What am I gonna do?" And it's like, forget that part. Like, you can't compare to that person. Don't compare. You gotta get out of your own head. All right, get out of there and stop telling yourself that. All you have to do is say, yo, that person is where I want to be. I need to figure out what that person did to get there so that I can do what they did. And then I can
get the way to do it. Yeah.
Jumping in this business, like I'm talking to a lot of the people that are just coming through and want to work in real estate and realize that it's not as easy as they thought it would be. You're very impressionable. So because your guard is down, because emotionally you're a little bit more raw, you let things coming at you, whether it's you, whether it's other factors, and yes, you're gonna take it personally.
Absolutely.
But those are learning curve. We all go through this, and it's how you're going to what we're trying to achieve today is the small little steps you can take so that all those natural feelings and this natural way of being, different personalities, different ways of handling it, but all together, how we're so raw and open to all those negative things coming at us, or us internally, we brew them in. It's about those little steps that are going to help you just prevail, come through winning at the end for yourself. Forget about the others, for yourself. And that's what we want to discuss today. Those few little things. This is, to me, this is it. Very important, because you have thousands of articles and those books that we read. Though some books, like lately, I'm starting a lot of books. I don't even finish them. Because
That's funny.
There are a lot of
maybe
books
because
out
I'm
there.
ADD, but still, because it's like there's so much of it. But why can't we make it more simple, actionable? That's all I want lately. It's simple. And how can I learn something that I could convey back, do for myself, and then convey back for people in simple form, the simplest form possible.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it's all about. So
Yeah.
as we gone through it, and I don't know if either Israel, Gigi, if you guys want to read the tips. So we literally
you're so good
had
at
a
reading
We
photo.
actually
today.
been.
You're fantastic at reading it today.
You better stop
I mean,
it.
honestly, I think we've been already hitting it off each
Yeah.
one, anyways, right? So, I mean, honestly, we're letting folks know not to, to stop seeking for validation, stop seeking for approval. Just go at it. Go after what you want to go after. Really, what it is, right? Ask yourself. You can contribute. You don't have to be the smartest or the most experienced person in the room. Contribute. What can you bring to the party besides the liquor, the food, and all other stuff, right?
Or the
what
little
can-
things, even if it's at
Right.
work, what can I contribute to making my own career better? Those little things. Okay, so today, yes, I'm gonna time block just for myself and do some me time for prospecting
Right.
for my own business. I know those big bad words we're using, but still, it's like, let's do it for me. I can contribute a little bit. I'm scared to death. Maybe I can do 2 hours, but let me just plan it, and see what comes
Right.
of it. Just that alone.
Just with that alone, and I'm glad you brought that up, because honestly, when we do our trainings in the office, there's some folks that I speak to, and it seems like they can actually contribute with their little experience or their little stuff, but they always feel like, I don't know if I can. You can, because you have that experience. It doesn't matter. Even if you need to know how to pass a real estate test, you've had that experience. You know how to do it. You should do it. Just bring it in and show us exactly. Don't be afraid of doing so. So think about the problems to solve, not the people. What problems need to be solved, and what opportunities is there to pursue? Keep your mind there. Keeps your energy on the results. I love the recent advice I heard of a new graduate from what this article is saying. Rather than focusing on the job you want, focus on the problem you want to solve, which is very good.
Oh, so that's the big picture. That's the why.
So-
It's not about the job. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
So with that one, the only I do have to say is that the only the only, I guess, thing that I feel about that is that if you focus so much on the problem, you're always going to think about the problem.
But that's
what I mean?
yes.
I
What
would-
you
I would-
focus on expands.
Yeah, what I would probably try to do is focus more on the solution. We know there's a problem, right? We know there's a problem.
Right.
So let's fix it. What's the solution? Don't come to me and say, "Hey, we have a problem." I already know we have a problem.
Yeah.
I
Let's
don't need
contribute
somebody
to the
else to
little
tell me
things.
that.
Well, it goes, it goes back to
Goes
when I
back-
was speaking to an agent one time and saying that when I was in my old company, a lot of agents would come up to me. I mean, not agents, but associates in my old company would always come to me with problems. I used to, extinguish them with fire and everything. And one of the top things I always said to them is this: whatever problem you have, come back with 2 solutions. Always come back with 2 solutions, and I'll help you decide which solution makes sense. Right. And in that sense, I mean, honestly, when I read this, focus on the problems you want to solve. Honestly, yes, internally at that moment, you should already know that I'm not actually speaking to enough people. I'm not actually actionably going out to enough showings. I'm not actually doing enough listings. I'm not actually doing enough buying.
I don't get
conversation.
enough education. I don't.
You need to at that moment, if you notice and you write these things down, you notice that you're not doing enough for one thing, then go ahead and go after it. Keep that 80-20 mindset in the sense of, 80% is 20% of the process that you do. So you want to basically go after, the problem. If you're not doing enough listings, then what are you doing? How many people are you speaking to to actually get to those listings? How many leads have you gotten to speak to those listings? How many appointments have you gotten to go to those appointments. So these are things that you need to, figure out, which goes back to the how many X's to the Y's, how many Y's to the Z's, and be able to answer your questions.
And not focusing on the people, and those people could be even you. Oh, poor me, I don't have this. Oh, poor me, poor that. Look at me, I don't have a car. How can I do that? All right. You still have a brain. You can. There are things you can do. Yes, you have a little bit of obstacle, roadblocks. But is this the end of the world? No. Can we come up with solutions? Yes. And even if you don't think about the problem you can solve. Sometimes other people can help you solve the problem. Right? Open up a conversation. Something positive. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Something positive. And I agree with that 1,000%. So, you obviously need to really focus on that. And don't focus on it too much, because then you're procrastinating on the fact that you're trying to focus
on what you focus on expands. Yeah.
That's the last thing you want. So I'm going to finish this up. Go ahead.
No, I like what you said there. I mean, the only thing I wanted to add to this whole thing, because we keep talking about it, it's funny. I actually posted this on Instagram yesterday, and it was a quote. And I'll read it to you guys, because this actually resonates in my mind a lot. So it says, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words.
Oh,
watch your words, for they become your actions. Okay, watch your actions, for they become your habits, and watch your habits, for they become your character."
I've read that, yeah.
And watch your character, because they become your destiny. So it all starts with your thoughts.
The thoughts.
If you're thinking about something from the beginning, it's gonna eventually happen. You're going to have to put that emphasis behind it. Keep pushing forward. Don't worry about what's happening on the side. Put your blinders on and just stay focused. Keep your head down. We got 3 months left. Let's close the year strong. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. Let's keep on going with those little other steps.
Yeah. So the last 3, I mentioned one earlier before, which is this one, is stop seeking approval or validation. Not everyone will agree with you or love your ideas or suggestions. Don't expect appreciation for being a contributor. When that is what you are supposed to do. So, we know people now and then that always seeks for approval. So always seeks for validations. How am I doing? How, and after a while, you're like, come on, you don't always have to be that kind of person.
I have something to add to that. It's like, we're going to seek approval from our family, from our life mates, from our associates at work, from our broker. But
Absolutely.
sometimes we're being shut down because we let those people's opinion, even though we value those people a lot, we let those people's opinion cloud the belief that we Chanel had. They don't have to agree with you, but if you believe in something so strongly, forget about them. Respectfully, like, you don't need to seek their approval or validation. You don't have to agree with them. They don't have to agree with you. You could still be very cordial, very respectful, but keep going at what you strongly believe in. Don't let anyone deter you,
Absolutely.
I love it.
So the next one is actually, don't wait to be asked. Expect that you have a role to play. And then you are there for a reason. Don't give your power away by waiting for someone to promote you to contribute.
To prompt you, yeah.
To prompt you, yeah.
Again, I have another thing to add as the feminine gender of this this conversation. As women, we've been like, for thousands of years, like, we were always told to basically wait until we're being asked to, like, come up and be those little shy violets. So let's not even shake the status quo right there. But okay, just wait, do what you need to do,
That's French for just do it.
Right.
But there is no censorship or anything in this conversation, which I do appreciate. They let me speak French all the time. Thank you very much.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like that too, and that's a very good point that you brought up there. So, so to conclude this, the ones we're talking about is stop the comparison. It isn't helpful to evaluate yourself against others or situations to how you hoped it would be. Thought like Thoughts like they were so much smarter, so
Oh yeah.
more experienced than you. Um, I'm the youngest person here, and self sabotage and irrelevant.
Anything. Yeah.
So is hanging on, is hanging on to the thought that I picture that is differently. These thoughts get you in a way that you are there to do. So pretty much, keep in mind your mindset and how I can do and how I can help, and keep
Yeah.
focused on what you can influence and control. I
Right.
actually like that.
Yeah, again, as a society, we've been all we do is comparing one another, this with that. You gotta be a skinny, like you have to be 6'2", 130 pounds, and as a woman, and you need to have straight blonde hair and blue eyes.
No, not
And you
necessarily.
can't, no, not, I'm just giving out the
Right.
example of being thrown at us and what is like, or this person is
Yeah.
smarter, or they have, or their socioeconomic background is so much favorable because they were able to go to an Ivy League school, and their parents already had the business. So yes, they started you have to stop comparing yourself to anybody else.
You're only
You get
hurting
your own,
yourself when
you
you do that.
create your own path.
Yeah, control the
Yeah.
controllables, control yourself, control how you can do, and be
Yeah.
promotional to your own self. Now, this is something that is actually interesting in that sense, right? So, to me, it's almost a seesaw in that sense because during COVID, we're all trying to figure out how we can balance our business, right? And when
Mhm.
you start seeing social media, everybody's like, "Oh my god, I wish I was like that person." Right? And they're always like, "Oh my god, how is this person so popular? What is this person doing?" So everybody's doing social media now. You said it yourself earlier that, "Oh my god, this person has 7 listings. What am I going to do? To get these 7 listings." So the point is that yes, it becomes a seesaw because there are certain things you shouldn't compare yourself to. But then when you do compare, what are you going to do to actually be that person that you want to be?
Yeah, you can aspire to,
Right.
but not compare yourself to. You know, you may wanna, aspire to have the same path as Elon Musk, but you can't compare yourself to Elon Musk.
Exactly.
You know, I'm just thinking this because we were having conversations yesterday with Olga and Sue, and this is what showed up. Like you may want to emulate, but you can't compare yourself because we each, once you understand that we each individual, nobody is the same blueprint as the next person.
Right.
um it's a tough one again because what is thrown at us all the time, but it's just like it's your path, it's your, again, your personality, how you see things, your background, you know the peripheral, the things around you, your lifestyle, so many different things,
Absolutely.
and you can, and it's hard to say, but it's hard to do, but you can actually sometimes make abstraction of those outside influences and start carving your own little path, one little brick at a
That's it.
time. Same thing, one little brick at a
Absolutely.
time.
One little brick at a time.
And
Will
it doesn't
Smith
have
built
to
the
be
wall.
perfect, guys. It doesn't have, but to me, like, the older I get, you know what I'm seeking? I'm not seeking approval, I'm not seeking fame and fortune and all
Right.
this. The ultimate goal is happiness and peace of
So
mind.
Gigi's looking for a good time. No,
Yeah,
But see,
that
that's
too.
interesting. Right, but that's your
No, but it's
why. I
like,
mean, and I get
that's your
that.
what. Do you ultimately, you seeking for happiness, like you have to feel plenitude
yeah,
in
Right.
that's
life.
true.
Whether it's through a good time or other things, you want to be happy. You want to feel like your own little steps. I'm proud sometimes of the little accomplishments that I'm making. I pat myself on the back. This is great.
Yeah,
Nobody else will hear
Absolutely.
about it, but this is fantastic.
that's
And
it. That's the
be
only person you should care about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. At
is
the end of the day.
Yeah.
is making you
You
a better
happy.
individual and making yourself happy. That's it. That's the
Plenitude.
only
Yes.
control you
That's all
have.
you want.
Don't,
Feel fulfilled. That's all for yourself. Forget about the rest.
for
I'm the
sure.
oldest one here. The older I
I
get,
love
the
it.
more I'm saying a lot of things are not important.
Geez, what's your birthday? Your birthday month?
June.
June.
Mm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny because hearing you say that, it's funny because, and then usually you hear older folks say it, but I tend to think that I be thinking about stuff like that sometimes, right? Like I'm not so much focused on like what like you see a lot of folks focused on. I'm focused more on cherishing those memories and moments and times with the people I love and care about. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I think about that now. So
I
it's like
don't want to be a multi-millionaire with a gazillion, $1,000 million.
I mean, I still wouldn't mind that either. Come
No,
on.
I don't want to be that person with, let's say, $2 million a month in residual income and my own flesh and blood hating me
Oh no, not that though. Come on.
and
Listen,
losing and not, like I'd rather have. I'm not, like lately, my whole everything is I don't need to be the richest. I don't need to be the most successful. I need to have a nice balance in my life. Not forget about the things that I like to do. Not forget about the people that I love. They need to be there, and I need to be there for them. And not look for all those material things, consumerism, what I need to get. I don't. All those things are shrinking. They're not that important in my life. What I care about is my loved ones, those that really count in my life, those that, family. Even if sometimes you have, it's whomever you choose as your family. That's what's count. The quality time, what we can do together and make our life better. It doesn't have to
True.
be dollars. Could be measured in other things.
True.
And it's a well-balanced life with plenitude. That's all I want. That's it. I'll go get a hut in the south of France, which I have one. I'm ready to go right now.
you get a what you said?
A hut.
A hut. Listen, it's funny you say. I've always said, man, I'd be happy in a shack right on the beach, and all I want to do is rent jet skis and boats. Can I do that? That's all I want to do. I want to just have like a nice little bar where I can serve my, hey, come on by. Let me hook you up with a jet. That's all I want. That's all I want. I don't want.
Ultimately, if this becomes strong enough, that's what you should be doing.
Listen,
Ultimately, this is it.
Good.
Our thoughts will manifest into good things if that's what we're thinking about. So one day, Gigi, my real estate game will help me retire and get there. But till then,
there you go.
I got to keep the hammer down.
There you go. All right, guys. I guess this is it.
Awesome.
Those were little nuggets, the little things that can help us move the needle forward. It's about that. That's all. One day at a time. All right.
For sure. So with that being said, folks, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your attention, your comments. We love the fact that you all were tuning in. And who is today's MVP?
Yeah.
And I think the shout out is going to Melody.
I think so.
Let's go, Melody.
We should. I should have a little trophy icon that we could put in there.
At the
Shout out
end,
to Melody. Yes.
For sure. Shout it out. So the big things come from the little dreams. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Right? One day at a time. Look at this. I'm loving it. I love you guys. Thank you for responding. We appreciate your attention, your ears, your eyes. And we're done. It's Friday, baby. So enjoy. Yep. Don't hurt yourself. We got open houses. All right. And if you're not hosting an open house, you should get an open house to host.
No. Just go enjoy your family. Whatever priority you have this weekend, whatever is good for you, just do it. Yes.
Have that mindset for the next day. There you go.
Yes.
That's it. So folks, enjoy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.